We're going to show taking an existing form and creating a submission and making some comments and assignments on that submission so that other members of our team can start filling it out and using that form to evaluate an AI project on the Luminous.ai platform. So in our last video, we were here in our forms library and we edited this last form on the list here, the National Institutes of Standards and Technology AI Risk Management Framework form. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on that and open it back up again. And we've modified this form so that it has elements that can be filled out by the submitters. These could be people on your team like the data scientists or the business team that owns the tool, or other stakeholders, even third-party team members that you'd like to have involved. And we have all the fields in here we want. We also see that there are a couple fields at the end that are editable by the reviewers. So the reviewers might be the person who created the form, they could be your legal team, they could be other governance stakeholders who would want to check and make sure that the contents are filled out and that the results are satisfactory before you release an AI project into production or release an update of it. We edited this form last time, so we're pretty happy with it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go up to our top toolbar here, and this first icon, submit form or assign submission. You can also do this from the forms library. If I click on submit form, then I get a simple dialog, and my main task here is to assign who will be the submitting users. So again, as I'm doing this, I'm in the role of a reviewer and a form editor, and I'm going to ask other team members to fill out the information. So if I type @ then I get a list of my team members, and I can just keep typing, or I can select somebody off the list. So I'm going to pick my alter ego, Brian Data Scientist, who's responsible to fill out the contents in the submission, including the attributes of the model and the test results if necessary. I could assign multiple team members, and you can assign them overall to the submission, and then we'll show assigning them to individual tasks within the submission. So that's it. I've got my team member assigned. I'm going to create a submission. And now we've opened this up as a submission. The first thing that I'm going to do is tag this. So this is going to be where you're going to use this form to evaluate our new super secret project, YYY. And now this form is ready to go. It's ready to have data entered into it, but as I am currently a reviewer or form editor, I don't have the authority to actually edit these fields here. And you'll see that the fields at the end that are reviewer editable are not yet visible because we're waiting for the submitters to put all the data in here. We'll see that happen in real time, and we're waiting for the submitter to click ready for review, which will unlock our approval blocks. Again, all of these attributes are editable by the using organization by the form editors. This is the way this form is built, but you can build forms with other tree logic, with other approval flows, and with other authority for people to approve them. So as the reviewer here, the main job that I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to some of this section for the use of sensitive data and the testing, bias mitigation efforts. These are all things we want to fill out, and in particular I really want to run the bias testing on this new project. So I'm going to click on that element, and I'll see the comments box off to the right here, and I'm going to click on this comments box. I'm going to leave a comment for submitters. I can also leave a comment for reviewers, which these comments would not be visible to the submitters while they're editing it. And these comments are available throughout the life cycle of the submission. So you can use them to collaborate in real time but asynchronously, and you can use them to ask questions or suggest improvements or clarify who needs to work on what. So I could make just a blank comment like please work on this, but I'm actually going to assign this item. So I'll type my @ again, and I can actually pick a name from the list and assign this person, please fill this out with the latest model outputs. So I can just make this a comment, but I'm actually going to assign it to this person, which will change how they're notified and will also change what they see when they get into the system. So I'll click send, and now this is turned into a comment for the submitters, and this conversation can continue. I can add more information, and when the submitter logs in, or data scientist logs in, that person can come back and reply with any questions they have or with comments to indicate they're done, and eventually they can resolve this conversation by clicking on the check mark. All right, so I have a submission. of my form that I'm happy with. I've tagged the overall form to a specific user and assigned them a specific task within it. If I want to, I could come in and assign other elements to different team members. Again, if we have data science and business and other members who are involved in filling out this form or who own different pieces of information. And once I'm done as the reviewer, then I have no further tasks here until it's unlocked for review, and I'll get a notification for that, and I'll see the status in the document itself. So I'm going to back out to my forms library and anxiously await updates from the team. That's it for this video.